So let's understand what is management zone in Dynatrace. Okay. So
Mm.
Dynatrace, right? We have one concept is called management zone. And also we need to understand that what is management zone, and why is it required? Why is it required? Okay. So first we need to understand the definition. So management zone in terms of Dynatrace, okay? So we don't have concept for other tools like Datadog, App Dynamics, okay? But only we have a concept in Dynatrace, okay? Is a logical segmentation of monitor entities. What does it mean? Logical segmentation. Logical segmentation of monitor entities. Entities. Okay, means that whatever the entity you have implemented, right? So what are things you are going to you are implementing for one application? You are installing a one agent, correct?
Yes.
You are configuring a web application.
Mm-hmm.
You are configuring some, and your service will be visible for application.
Mm-hmm.
Then you are configuring synthetic. You have configured some SLO, service level objective. You have integrated, suppose, AWS account. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have lot of process running for application. Just to think, for this is your application, whatever things you have to implement to monitor your application. So this is your application running on one of the server, your container, your cluster. Okay, you have to install one agent. You have to install. You have some database, correct? Then you have a cloud integration. You have application. You have a service. You have a synthetic. You have SLO. Many more, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you configure a management zone, it will allow you to define some access control also for this. Access control, you know, right? I can
Yeah.
allow you what you can see, what you cannot see based on your environment. Okay, that also you can do. And you can do logical segmentation also. Okay, so two things management zone provides. One is logical segmentation of entities. Okay, and second is allow some access control level. Also, it will help you to allow some access level of control. Okay, so let me give you some use case, okay, so that you can understand and you can correlate in your app environment, the other environment, okay, whichever tools you are using. You have three applications, okay. So application A is BPI, application B is, this is your A application. Application B is open telemetry, and application C is your MOI, is the application, just, okay, XYZ. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this application team came to you, okay? So this application, whenever you have application development team, support team, database team, they used to have, right? Okay, so you have the
Mm-hmm.
team came to you, hey, my BPI application running on 50 server, Linux server, 10 database, then we have AWS account, we have two cluster, EKS cluster, one AWS Fargate. Okay, you have so many things, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
consider this much. Same B
Yes.
application says that we have 100 servers, 10 DB database server, we have Azure account, we have Lambda service, then we have some AKS cluster, lot of things. Okay. Now same. C application says that, hey, I have a mainframe. So mainframe server is a 20. Then we have a database. We have some integration. Okay. And then we have something. Okay. So this many things we have. Definitely a team has some certain people who is supporting, who is developing. Correct? B
Right.
also has certain teams. And C also has certain teams who is responsible for this application. Are you getting my point? This database, this
Yeah.
database. Okay.
Mm.
Now, all the three teams said that I want to implement on Dynatrace. So Dynatrace guy is sitting here. This is your Dynatrace environment. Okay. Dynatrace guy is sitting here, sorry, and they want to implement BPI also. They want to implement OpenTelemetry also, and they want to implement MOI also. Okay, mainframe also.
Mm.
Once it is implemented, and now just you think that BPI application supported by one company is called Cognizant. If you think little higher usage, B application supported by TCS, and C application supported by Infosys. Okay, three application guys. Okay, sitting, and I'm this application belongs to some customer. This also happened, right?
Mm.
Now, when you implement Dynatrace, and this guy belongs to Cognizant, and when you implement on Dynatrace, if you don't have management zone, just to think, first you don't think about management zone. First, you have instrumented 50 servers, 100 servers, and here you have how many servers? 20 servers. Okay. Mainframe has a
Mm.
20 servers. Total, how many servers you have?
Yeah, 170. Mm.
170 host you can see.
170.
So host page,
Yes.
you can see 170. Okay.
Right. Mm. Yeah.
Database page, you can see 10, 10, 10, 10, 30. So if you go
Mm.
database page, 30 database.
Yeah.
AWS account, we have one only. So we have only one
Mm.
AWS account you can see, one Azure account you can see. Okay, EKS cluster you have one and two. So we have 2 to 4 EKS cluster you can see, right? Service you can include like this application you have 50 server. You can take this as a 100 service. So 100, here we have 200, here we have 50. So 200, 300 and 350 service you can see, correct?
Yes.
So if you go services page, we have 11 services right now. So where you can see 350 service. Now you tell me. So you combined all the, because you have installed the host, you have installed the configure web application, everything, right? Now where I'm belongs to BPI team. Now I'm going to host. Suppose you have given user access. Okay, I am belongs to BPI team. I went to host page. I could see how many hosts. Because I don't
Total.
know, right?
Mm.
I don't know whether
Yeah.
open telemetry application also has to be implemented same. MOI also implemented in the same tenant. So if I'll go to my BP, if I go to my Dynatrace, suppose this guy has a Dynatrace access, just view access.
Mm.
If you open the Dynatrace, what he will see? Instead of 50 hosts, he will see how many? 170 hosts,
170. Yeah.
correct? Instead of
Mm.
10 database, he is seeing 30 database. Instead of
Right.
one account, he is saying three accounts. Instead of one EKS cluster, he is saying five EKS cluster, he is saying. Same applies to goes to here also, this guy also, and same applies to go to this guy also. Why I am seeing this many hosts? Are you getting my point?
Mm.
In that BP application has a 50 host, but they are seeing 170 hosts, which is 120 extra. So they'll
Yes.
ask and come to you, hey, whenever I'm going to application host page, whenever I'm going to service page, I'm seeing some unrelated service also which is not belongs to my application. Are you getting my point?
Mm. Yeah.
So can you segregate it? Are you getting my point?
Mm.
So that
Good.
is
Yeah.
called logical segmentation. So this application has data. So whatever this data belongs to this application, I will put it in that zone. So I'll create a one zone, BPI
Mm.
zone, and put all the information related to BPI in this zone. and I will
Yeah.
provide you this BPI zone level access so that you will not see this also, you will not see this also. Same
Mm.
goes to this guy also. This guy also, I will create one zone is called open telemetry, and I move all their entire entities to that zone, and I'll provide the access to their users with this group access, open telemetry group access, so that these users, open telemetry users, cannot see BPI also, cannot see MOI also. Are you getting my point?
Mhm.
Same goes to MOI.
Yeah,
So that
got
is
it.
completely segregated. Are you getting my point?
Hmm.
I am
Yeah.
independent, you are independent, MOI also independent. Okay. But
Mm.
however, Dynatrace admin and who has, instead of this group access, BPI group access, they have environment user access for Dynatrace. Those user can see all the group. Are you getting my point? Suppose
Mm.
you have created when you providing access, right? So you have a user and you are adding the user to particular group, right? Environment
Mm.
user, environment admin, right?
Mm.
Deployment admin, some kind of group, right? What I will do so we have existing group, a standard user, something like that. Okay. I will not provide the access, BPI access to that standard user. Okay. Yeah. I will create three groups. One is BPI, one is open telemetry, and one is MY. Okay. And I will provide the user, BPI user, access to the BPI group. Open telemetry user, open telemetry group. MOI user, MOI group. So that they
Mm.
can see only MOI data. MOI data. For them,
Yeah.
for MOI user, Dynatrace is the independent UI for them. Independent means they cannot see BPI, they cannot see open telemetry. Okay. But who's having environment user access for Dynatrace? Environment means global environment. Okay. Then
Mm.
those user can see BPI also, open telemetry also, and MOI also. But still they don't have any access for installation and configuration. For viewing the data, they have all the management zone, they can see that. Make sense?
Yeah. Got it.
So let's see how you can go. Okay. So now
Mm.
I'm going to my Dynatrace portal.
So this is bit similar, like even in the app dynamics, we have we provide just the access of the applications to that particular group itself, right? We
Correct.
have in that settings.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Okay.
if you go to setting tab, so we have a classic setting.
Mhm.
Okay. If you
Mm.
go to preferences and if you go to your management zone, you see here,
Mhm.
I'll create a management zone. Suppose this application name, see. So management zone also it can be created two way. One is environment wise and one is application wise. Okay. So just you need
Okay.
to understand here also, when you are configuring a management zone, right? So
Mhm.
suppose, so here will also here have a two use case. Okay. So suppose BPA application. Okay. And they want to come. So just to think, first to think, management zone can be configured. One is environment wise, like
Mhm.
dev, prod, something. And second is application wise, correct? But I told you
Mm.
application wise, right? When you
Mm.
have a small environment, a small, right? Only BPI application I want to implement, not other than that. Okay, only BPI. Like a small organization, you have say mid low, where you have only one application that you have instrumented Dynatrace, not other than that. Okay, then those kind of application you want to have, and you have their dev also you want to monitor and prod also, then you can segregate the environment. Only one application you want to implement. Okay. But when you have multiple applications coming up, then definitely for Dynatrace, you have a portal. Okay. One is dev portal, one is prod portal. So dev portal, I'll create a dev management zone, and prod, I'll implement only prod management zone so that it will be segregated. Are you getting my point? So BPI dev,
Yeah.
so BPI, it will go in dev also, and BPI, it will go in prod also. Okay. So that
Mm.
two tenants. Like first you
Yeah.
deploy in dev, right? Test it, and then you deploy on prod, right?
Yes. Mm.
So that way. So let me go to the management. So I'll configure here. This is my hotel app. Okay. Description you can mention it is required, not required. This is fine. And here you need to create a rule for that. So add a new
Okay.
rule. And here you can see we have entity selector, means monitor entities and dimension data. Okay. So if you go to your monitor entities, and so first I have selected monitor entities. First you understand that monitor entity. A rule applies to. So you selected the entity type. Like entity, we have a host, we have a process, we have a service, we have a web application, we have a HTTP synthetic monitor, we have a browser width, we have a network availability, right? We have a custom
Mm-hmm.
device, we have a VMware host, so many things, right? So you need to select the
Yes.
entity type, and then you need to select which entity you want to move. I want to move their host. Okay. Then you need to
Okay.
give the condition. So condition I'm giving host name. So I'm taking the host name. Now you see here is a twist a little bit. I have selected the host name. I am so if I'll take equals, what does it mean? I should give the exact host name.
Exact one. Yeah. Mm.
If you contains, so some part information I should give or tell something.
Right. Mm.
So no problem here is here will be if you go to your host page. So what is so in your real time, what you have to do is so right, every host has a naming convention, right?
Yes.
Naming
Mm.
convention. You'll have some application name, data center location, okay, region, and some environment, and then some unique value, correct? So
Yes. Yeah.
combined. So if you go to your organization host, you see that each host and each component, suppose if I'll go the hotel point of some application, demo is a kind of environment. So it will not take a demo, it will take a D something. Then we have a data
Mm.
location, region, all those things, and then some unique value. Like
Yes. Mm.
and then application. So they used to define the host. So every host had a naming convention. So if
Mm.
I go to my beep, suppose I'm deploying for hotel host, definitely you have many naming convention, right? It will
Mm.
start same process, correct?
Yes.
So this is the BP applications is always start with the hotel, the same data center location, all thing. Only last unique value will get changed, correct? So
Mm. Yes.
I will take a begin with. So that suppose you have created a management zone. Now you have installed one host, yeah, two hosts. Later on, after 1 week, next deployment is happening where they are installing 20 servers, 30 servers. Definitely, it will be a same naming convention. You need to
Yes.
analyze it. In your real-time environment, you need to analyze it with the list of servers. So what rule has to be added? So that any value, so suppose I'm giving the hotel demo. Okay, just I'm removing the case sensitive preview. So I'm getting that. So I'm taking their process also. Okay, apply to, so you see all are getting visible.
Mm.
Now what is happening? I will tell you. All process is getting visible. Let's remove this. Okay. So all process is also getting visible. So what is happening is, so this is your EC2 instance, you see?
Mm-hmm.
So now all process is getting visible. Now means that any host is getting added in future also right now. Okay. What will happen? Automatically that host also will get visible. So this is your host, hotel demo app 001.
Yes. Mm.
So what is happening is means that now we have hotel demo app 001. Okay, it is getting added. Now in the future, we have added 004, 005, 006, 101, 202, 405. So many servers it is getting added.
Mm-hmm.
Deployment is happening, right? So every day you can, one day they cannot install 1000 hosts, right? For one
Yeah.
application, you have a 50 hosts or 20 hosts. It will take deployment, will take time, not like a one day, maybe 2 days, 5 days, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then no need to modify again rule. I will do the same changes. So whichever the host belongs to now hotel application, automatically it will get added because the rule
Okay.
get like this, correct? If not, then I
Mm-hmm.
do one more rule. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Means that you are thinking little future also. Okay? Like in future, one host is getting added. I should not come here again. I need to modify the rules. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So that's what we need to do that. Okay. Now, same goes for now service. So now I'm adding entity rule, a monitor entity rule applies for service.
Mhm.
Okay. And add condition. So condition I will take. So suppose if I'll take service name, suppose, so you thought I have taken the host name. If I'll take a service name, then what will happen is if you take the service name, there is a many service which has a different name. Payment gateway,
Mm.
login, authentication, AdSense. It would be very difficult.
Mm.
So what you need to take here? Tell me. Just a thing. You can write a regex also. So I have given the regex value. Okay, equals. And if you see preview, no, 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 not contain regex. You see, I have taken the regex. So all the service is getting visible. But the problem here is if you write this regex, other application also is coming here. Are you getting my point?
So
Means
operator you took do not contain that particular regex, right?
it is they don't have it. We have a naming convention. We have given this value. Now, just you think it is taking entire service. Entire service they
Okay.
are taken. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now the problem here is right now I want to move only for suppose you think little differently, you have a two host where two application services is visible here. So we have a 20. Out of 20, I need to filter only 10 I have to take. In that case, 10 will come. All 20 is coming up. So you cannot take this regex. Okay. What you need to do is, so rule applies to, so I will not take service name. I will take, I'm fetching service, but I will not take service. So I will take host name. The host name, yeah, host IP address, okay, running on equals because service would be running on one server, yeah, two server, yeah, five servers, okay. Yeah, we can take host group name. We haven't discussed host group, right?
We discuss, I mean, during the agent installation, there we give, right? Host group.
So host group.
Hmm.
So host group equals hotel prod,
Hmm.
okay. So what host group we have? So let me see that. You need to see that.
Yeah, I think I created that one hotel pro. So,
hotel demo app. Okay. Our host group name is hotel demo app. Hotel demo app. Okay. And if I'll filter this, you see all services getting visible. Are you getting my point? So suppose definitely application running on 5 server, 10 servers, right? So
Mm.
I will combine all the 10 server, I'll create a group, okay? And I will take a host group name so that all the service will come visible. Otherwise, each service you want to move, then you need to select the service name. Yeah, you take a service type. So we have a web request service, RPC service. So see here, we have a web request service, then RPC service, then we have a background activity service. So this many services. So I need to create a 3 rules. If you take a service type, so better application running on this server, we can take that itself, okay, and save it. So service also get visible now.
Mm.
Now what?
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
s- so the best thing is like a host group only, right? Because host group, under the host group, whatever hosts are running, we are including those services
Correct. So
in
that
this.
so you need to analyze. Here something like when you are creating a rule is a kind of permutation combination. You need to think of it and how you have deployed, and then you need to design it accordingly. So if you based on that, you need to create a rules. Okay.
Mhm.
Running on one server, I can take a host IP address. Running on multiple servers, I will combine with the group and I'll come with that. Lot of things, right? You can take a
Mm.
service type also sometimes. Okay. So that way you can do that. Second is, so now what I need to move? Web application. I will go to my web application. Then, and web application definitely have a one application, two application, right? Not more than that. So application name itself you need to go equals hotel. So I will take not equals right now because I'm not sure. So what is this? So I'm taking the begin with. But the best way is hotel demo. Hotel demo, and I will take contents. I will not take I will take a equals. Why? Because definitely most of the application, right? Web application will be one only for one application,
Yes.
like a two.
Mm.
So I will go with the equals so that other application will not come up. Like end with, begin with, you take right, then it will be difficult. So that I will take it. So hotel demo.
Okay.
Suppose just you think one application we have BPI, right? That I told you, right? That example. So one domain is bpi.com, www.bpi.com. And second is www.bpiportal.com. Now there is a lot of confusion, right?
Mm.
When you rule start with BPI, BPI is also come, BPI portal will also come. Are you getting my point?
Yes. Yes.
To see
Better the exact full name.
full
Mm.
name. So we have a two application, right?
Mm.
So that is the reason. Okay. I faced this kind of difficulty when I have
Mhm.
implemented see BPI portal also data is coming. So
Right.
that's how you need to think of it and then you need to implement it. Okay.
Okay.
That is the reason web application I take a equals.
Okay.
Then what rules? A rule applied for now synthetic. All are I'm taking monitor entities itself. So you understood, right? So now I'm taking HTTP monitor. Then you need to take a
Mm.
browser-based monitors. Okay. Like that,
Mm.
you create a rules. Okay. For everything, monitor name
Okay.
equals just to type hotel. Is there anything is coming up? No. So we have HTTP one. So we have hotel demo home page. Okay. So just
Mm-hmm.
type hotel. Okay. So here I have taken equals. So in spite of that, I'll take a begin with, and you see all these two are coming up. Okay. So you need to think of it, what I need to take while seeing the monitors. Okay. So I have taken that. So both save changes. Now same way I have to take project base. I'll tell you how you can take, like, so you understood that, right? Monitor entities. This part is clear.
Mm.
So always you
Yeah,
need,
monitoring.
and then you need to, which service you want. Okay. Then you,
Mm.
now in what condition you go with entity selector? Any idea? No.
No.
So entity selector, when you have a specific one service, something you have created rule, it got left out, right? Something. Then you can move that also. So what you can do is, so I'm going with entity selector right now. So I want to have a browser base. Yeah, ICMP, anyone. Okay. So I'll go to click path. So which one is browser click path? Anyone. So this is my apple.com. I'll open this. Okay. I'll click on view details. You see URL got changed. Okay. So this synthetic ID is called entity ID. You see, right? This synthetic space, some unique value.
Mm.
So this is your synthetic entity ID. Okay. This is your
Okay.
entity. So what I will do is I'll go here, type what I will select. So you need to write. Okay. Type. So just you go, just yeah, you can mention something like there
Type
multiple
host.
ones. Type synthetic, right? So you need to type synthetic entity name. Start with that you can give. Yeah, just to type. If you are not aware of much, entity ID, I capital D, bracket, double quote, paste it. Just this is your entity ID review. You are getting it, apple.com. Save change.
Okay.
Okay. Now there is a multiple of way of writing it. Okay. So multiple of way. So I have taken this, right, where we have entity ID. Okay. Now, so let's open your notepad. So copy this. So this I have pasted. Second way. Second way is open your doc. So you need to take something, let them load. Okay. So now, so this you understood. Entity ID, ID1, ID2, how many ID you have, you can give that. Okay. Now, let's take entity name. The entity name, if you gave a name, it will not accept. You see, not accept. So, so you need to give like this, one value. So entity name dot in. Okay. So what you need to do is, I'll copy this. Hey, where it was. Okay. Now let's go to your Dynatrace portal. Copy this here also. Okay. Now we have only one name, right?
Mm.
So we need to add name. So we need to add synthetic name. So this is my apple.com.
Okay.
Okay. And now let's try. Control C. Go here, paste it. No, it is not taking. Now type synthetic. It is not taking. This is not accepting. Okay, entity name dot in, not accepting. Type mz name. This is fine. Entity name start with. Let's do this. Type synthetic. No HTTP. It is not accepting at all. Okay. This is only for host. I don't know. But not accepting others. Okay. So you need to go with only entity ID. I'm not sure, but I need to have a look why it is not accepting others. Okay. So I need to give a synthetic underscore test.
Or
Something.
maybe if you go back into the document, I think the first one you gave for the multiple names, I guess, right? If you check in the document.
See. So
Uh,
just to try this from this document. Okay. So type the
hmm,
again. Entity ID we understood. Now entity
we
name.
did. Yeah, maybe this one entity name. We did entity name dot in as where the multiple values are passed. I think this is the single one, single name. Is
Okay.
it?
So let's see.
Let's try. Yeah,
So entity name.
just a name.
Okay. And you give the synthetic name here.
Hmm.
So this is my synthetic name. No, still it is not coming.
Mhm.
You see?
Yeah. Hmm.
You need to take first you type. Type, you need to select synthetic. Then you need to give comma. So it is not accepting. Okay. Entity selection request type synthetic is not exportable. So you need to understand type first. Okay. Ah, we understand. So I need to go through it because why it is not taking type for other. Okay. So if
Hmm.
you go to your monitor entity rule applies to see HTTP monitor. So it is synthetic as capital. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Synthetic
Mm-hmm.
monitors. So let's try with entity selector. Just I need to take type. Synthetic. No, it is not taking it. Okay. So the type itself is not taking. See? No, it is not accepting. Okay, so you need to go with the entity ID. The best way is okay. Most of the time you used to go with the entity ID. So just to call, this is your always in the URL you can find that service synthetic and then their ID. Okay, this is your entity ID. Just okay. You go here and
Mm-hmm.
copy this and give the entity ID bracket and double quote and value. So this will help you when you have single service something left right to filter the fetch the data.
Mm.
Okay, like one service left right. So in spite of modifying existing rule and is not getting it is getting more complicated, then you can go with the entity ID. Understood?
Okay. Yeah, so it could be any
Any
metric, I
service.
mean, either
Ah,
service or
host,
anything.
host, suppose you want to go for host. So
Mm.
your entity ID, host hyphen this. Okay. Some process has entity ID, web application has entity ID. For every URLs, you can find entity ID.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And you can find
Yeah.
in the URL itself, host hyphen ID, some ID. You can find this is my entity ID. Okay.
Mm. Mhm.
Now, so this is the way you can create the rules. Okay. Now you want to add one more rule. So now we have dimension entities. So sometimes when you create a metric, so that will tell you a little later because right now we have not discussed over the metric or something. You can move their metric also to that zone. Suppose you have developed some custom metrics. Develop means you have developed some plugin. Plugin, you know, right?
Mm.
That is plugin. You have most of the times AppD. We have also had some plugins, right? So you
Yes.
have some custom plugins which fetch your custom metrics out of the box. Okay.
Mm.
So, and now that matrix belongs to this hotel application. Then those metrics also we can move to that zone because you are giving one guy which is belongs to a hotel team, then they can see only those service, correct? Because they are saying
Mhm.
that host, that process, that synthetic, that web application, correct? Belongs to hotel.
Yes.
So definitely they cannot see other metric belongs to other application, right? So that
Mm.
metric also be if it is a custom metric. Custom metric means you develop some plugin out of the box metrics, okay, which Dynatrace doesn't support it. Those metrics, if you have and if you develop some those metrics, also you have to move in that zone. Are you getting my point?
Mm.
So that is rule for
Okay.
okay. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, once your rule is created, so suppose this is my rules, okay, for one application I have created, okay, then you go to your host page. Anywhere you go, let's see whether you can see the data, where it is getting reflected, all those things. You need to understand that as well. So I'm in the host page, you see? So, so you see here, it is not getting reflected here. You see here, it got reflected.
Mm.
So
Okay.
now I am hotel app. Okay, you see there is a hotel app. When I filter only this host, if you suppose you have many hosts, then you can understand little better. So now you see here. Okay. Now what I can do is, so now if you go to your service, so synthetic caller has to be reloaded. Let's go to your service tab. Let's go to your frontend tab. Okay. Too much time to load. So now you see here. When you filter it, you see, I'm getting this zone, right? Hotel. So what is happening?
Mm,
If you suppose you have right now 13 hosts, so all 12 hosts here,
mm,
13 hosts, right? All the
yeah,
13 we have moved, right? Means that
mm,
all the application data we have moved. Now, if I'll provide only this zone access, then if you have 20 hosts, then they can see only 12 hosts. Are you getting my point? Means that
okay, only those host services will be visible, not the others.
other, so whichever belongs to this application, whatever the rule we have
Mm,
created, and whatever the data,
mm,
right? So in this zone, whatever the data we have moved, okay,
mm,
so only that data, these guys will see if I provide the access to the user for this zone. Okay, so how you
yeah, okay.
provide the access? Okay, like you need to go to click on your account management. I'll show you real time environment. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so you came here, then you go to
Mm,
identity management and group management. So you see here group management, right?
mm,
Okay, click on group management and you need to create a group here. So see, one is environment users. Environment users, if I provide access, it means that the users can see all the management zones. Is it clear?
okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now I will create a group is called hotel. Okay. Hotel
Mm,
group I have created. Okay. Description you can mention, which is not mandatory. I have saved. Now I'm proceeding with that to have a policy. So I'm trying to see this hotel group should have what kind of access. Okay. So account permission. So let's do that. It is what they can see. Now you see here the standard
yeah.
user. Okay. All those things. Okay. Read matrix. So you need to define environment. Okay. Boundary. Okay, you need to define all those things, okay, to that zone and then provide a access. So see read metrics for this environment, okay, like then you should have account management permission. So see what they can do.
Okay, they can view the account.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, view and manage user group this and this, okay, and save changes. They cannot see the billing information. Okay.
Mm,
And then you need to define all the permission. Are you getting my point? Once your
yeah.
permission got added, okay, then you need to suppose I am giving read logs, read metrics, read span, read metrics, read entities. Okay. So you need to select which environment. So this environment. Boundary or boundary. Okay, save. So you need to provide the access to that, you permission to that group, what they can do. And once it is done, okay, you go to your people management. Suppose you are providing access. Suppose I have given you the access, right? See now, I'll try to modify. I'll not modify, just I'll showcase you that. Okay, because
Mm,
if you log out, log in, then it will see. Now you see hotel group is getting added here.
oh, okay.
So now there is an environment admin, environment user, everything they can see, but they cannot execute. But you can
Change. Yeah.
execute,
Okay.
right? But here you can see, if I
Mm,
provide this access, you can only see related to hotel application, not other than that.
yes.
Okay, is it clear?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
This
clear.
is the way you can modify. So what is the use of management zone? Now it is clear for you.
Yes.
It will help you to segregate your entities Okay, and it will also some access level control, help you
Mm-hmm.
control the access of the user. So that will help you in Dynatrace when you are using when you have management zone in place. Zone in place. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's it. Okay, so let me one second.